It is a very related thing. Huh? Fear of, all of this is related to society is what I call it. Fear of failure is related to society. Society includes your peers sitting here, your parents back at home, your family members, chachas, mamas, your cousins. This, all of this forms a society, because of which we develop this fear of failure, because they want to see something, some results. Is there, okay, in this room, let's say anyone who doesn't have fear of failure exam, let's see some faces, some bold faces, who doesn't have a fear of exams or failure. Anyone who doesn't have fear of exam or failure. Okay, I mean, don't look at me, huh? Just, everyone have fear, is it? Don't say because I am saying it. Of course, there are few people who don't fear of any of the outcomes. So everyone is afraid? Is that what you are telling me? Really? I am sure in this group of 15 people, there would be few who would be excelling in the studies, let's say, who would be mediocres like Mayur sir and myself, and few would be struggling to get above 60% or something. I don't know if IB has percentage system, grade system. Okay, so for the minimum grades, because a classroom is always formed by, you know, buckets of people. Some who do extremely well, some who are in the middle, some people who are struggling. We have all set of people. So is it that all of you fear for the exams? How do you overcome the fear for the exams? Huh? I'm sorry?
The outcome of the exams. Like
by thinking about the outcome? Yeah. Would the fear go away? Would the fear go away by thinking about the outcome? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that I'm afraid of the outcome of the exams.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't get what you're trying to say.
What you're afraid of, right?
Yeah, you are, okay, you are afraid of the outcome. That's what you're saying. What I asked now is, how do you overcome the fear? So all of you, nobody raised hand when I asked, is there somebody who is not afraid of the exams? Are you raising hand now? No. So I see everyone is saying that we have fear of exams, and I would agree to that. We have fear of failure. I would agree to that, because all of us, I mean, I have rarely come across some people who don't fear anything. There are few such people. So what I was asking is, how do you overcome the fear of failure? Fear of exams, how do you overcome? Yes.
You have to make sure you're well prepared, so there's a lower possibility that you fail.
Okay, good. What else?
You don't need to, because I'll drive you to study more.
What is the first word that you use? You would need to
overcome the fear, because the fear is going to help you drive you to study more.
Okay.
If you're really, really scared, then you'll probably be so underconfident you won't be able to perform.
Fear and different things.
I know, but
You can be confident, be afraid. Fear is,
that depends on the person. Exactly.
fear will drive you
I'm
to
not
that.
confident when it comes to answering the baby. I get that you're confident in front of, I don't know, your public speaking, but there's nothing related to your exam. That's like in the exam, if you're confident that you're prepared, you'll be less scared.
My point is that if you're scared, it'll help you, you would want to prepare more, that you think that way the outcome will be better. So fear is going to drive you to prepare more, right?
Yeah, that's a valid point. Fear probably can drive you to, fear can do two things. Either it can drive you to prepare well, or it can also what it can do is, okay, let's give up. Let's give up. It's too much of fear. I cannot take it. I cannot do it. Both the things are possible. It is up to the individual, as you rightly said. It is up to the individual. It is up to each and every person. How do you deal with the fear? One thing that we can have the mobiles back, I believe.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes. It's a nice mobile. I would love to have that. Thank you.
Came on.
Yes, Mayur sir.
So with this theory, what Mohit sir is saying about, I just want to add one single point. You know 11th July 2007,
Yeah.
7 blast,
Yeah.
Mumbai. 11 minutes, 7 last. How many people died? 100 people died. Okay? There were chaos everywhere. All the news is Mumbai Railway, local, safe to travel. Everyone said that. Everyone, the whole night, the whole public was watching the TV. Next morning, 6:30, first local, it was full. Full of people. That local going to work. Okay? That is something fear which people don't have. Got it? So fear is what? What is fear for you? Going bad, getting bad results, again next morning coming up and then saying that okay, next time I am going to again perform. Okay? So this is fear. You need to overcome that, and that's what he's trying to explain.
Exactly, that is the point. Next day, either you prepare so well that there is no fear to fail, or you do it over and over again. Over and over again, write the exams so many times before the exam itself, that then it wouldn't matter. I mean, you would, it's like just another exam you're going to and coming back on the day. So I would like to, share with you. So I did my studies from IIM Ahmedabad. I don't know how many of you would know IIM Ahmedabad, but this is one of the good institutes in India. And the one thing that I learned there is this: how to overcome the fear of failure. And what does the institute do there? So every day our classes would be over by 1:30, let's say, 1:15, and we would rush to our lunch. By 1:45 we are done with our lunch in half an hour. Outside the canteen there is a board. It's a small board like this. It was called as death board. Notice board, a death board. From 1:45, after having finished our lunch, until 2, we would be just standing in front of the board, doing nothing, just looking at the board, because we knew either today there is a probability somebody would come and at 1:59 he would put on the notice board, on the death board, at 2:30 you have this exam. Surprise tests. Every day for 15 minutes we would sit there, wait for the guy to come who brings that notice and to tell us the exam is not tomorrow or day after, it is after 30 minutes. And he will tell you the subject also before 30 minutes only. Now we are studying at least 5 subjects at a time. 5 subjects we are studying. Can you believe I am prepared for all the 5 subjects within 30 minutes? No idea. So basically we had no idea for which subject I would be writing a test today at 2:30. I have no idea. And we did that over and over for the entire year. At the end of the year, it didn't matter to us which subject, what topic, let it be whatever it is. Whatever I know, I will go and write, because in half an hour, I cannot do anything. So basically, we were so much dealt and done with it. This fear was gone. The fear of exams I am talking about. This still stays. Fear of failure still stays. But the fear of exams, which probably you face today, because exam is the most important thing for your parents at this moment. 10th exam, 11th exam, 12th exam. Each class you have exams. So this is a lot of preparedness, as well as doing it over and over it again, is what at least helps a lot of people. I'm sure, Mayur sir can do such surprise quizzes for you. Whenever he comes to your house, instead of teaching you, he should give you a question paper, and it should really be a surprise that you are not aware which subject, what 30 questions are going to come. And he should do it so frequently, in my opinion, that you would stop caring about exams. I mean, doesn't matter then whatsoever. ठीक है, मयूर सर आए, पढ़ाएंगे या पेपर देंगे, क्या करेंगे पता नहीं है, कब पता लगा लगातार for continuous 3 days he is giving you 3 question papers. Probably because he want to do something else, that's a different story. But I believe that would help at least to overcome the fear of exams, because outcome is something which is not in your hands. It is not in our hands, it is not in your parents' hand. You would write exam, somebody would evaluate the exam who probably you cannot influence. The person who is correcting your question paper or exam paper, you cannot influence. Outcome is something you have no control upon. Of course, the fear of failing in the exam does stay, but we can do two things at least. Be prepared so much that you be in a position to go for a movie just before the exam because you are so confident and you are prepared so well. Or probably write so many exams that you stop caring about what is the outcome. Because it doesn't matter, whatever is the outcome, okay, we'll see, we'll deal with it. But it will sure continue to stay for few more years for you, I'm pretty sure about it. But we must implement something like this. Surprise quizzes are very important. This is something that we did for a year to get done with this fear of exams. Do you know, have you heard about Jack Ma? Alibaba. What is your name? Again, I need to ask you. Ishan. Okay. You read a lot. Good. Oh, IT aspirant. You are the IT aspirant. Okay, okay. I think I have got a special voucher for you, isn't it? Okay, okay. Good, good, good. So Jack Ma, as Ishan rightly said, he is the founder of Alibaba. Do you know Alibaba, by the way?
Yeah.
You know Alibaba? China's, I like it. There is no fear of anything. It's a website. It's an e-commerce website, that's true. It's an e-commerce website. I'm sure you know Amazon, Flipkarts, from where you do your online shopping.
It's a Chinese-based Amazon type thing.
Exactly.
It could be used products as well.
Yes, yes, of course. It's a China, Amazon is what you can call it. And Jack Ma is the founder of this Alibaba. So let's hear from Jack Ma. You look at the face of the guy. Huh? He wouldn't even look like he can do something in his life. You look at the face of the person. You will feel like, who is this guy? How does he talk? And you would hear the stories that he would share, how many times he have failed. In what all, you need to go back to the folder. Okay, so you would hear from him, he applied for KFC for a waiter and 24 people applied, 23 selected, he rejected. He was rejected by Harvard 10 times. Jack Ma is a very inspirational person.
I want to talk about the future. Let me take you back to when you were born in Hangzhou, where the headquarters still are.
Yep.
And your campus is there.
You don't have a loot, don't move your loot. Your headquarters there. Yeah, you found it there, loot there.
You grew up in the 60s.
64.
Born in 64. That was the time of the Cultural Revolution.
Yeah, it was the end of the Cultural Revolution. It was, well, my grandfather was a tiny landlord. Was considered, after liberation, was considered to be a bad guy. So I know how tough it was when I was a kid.
You tried to get into 3 colleges. Mm-hmm. Each time they rejected you.
No, I tried. There's an examination that young people, if you want to go to university, you have to take the examinations. So I failed 3 times.
Right.
But a lot of fail. I failed for funny things that I failed a key primary school test for 2 times. And I failed 3 times for the middle schools. And you will never believe in Hangzhou, my city, there's only 1 middle school that lasts only 1 year. It was changed from primary school to middle school because our graduates of our school, no middle school accept us because we were too bad. Yeah. They would become a middle school.
What effect did it have, though, being rejected?
Well, I think we have to get used to it. We're not that good. Even today, we still have a lot of people reject us. I think when I graduated from universities, and before for 3 years I tried to fill in the universities. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. I went for a police, they said, no, you're not good. I went to even the KFC. When KFC came to China, come to my city, 24 people went for the job. 23 people were accepted. I was the only one guy. And we went for police. 5 people, 4 of them accepted. I was the only guy that did not receive it. So to me, being turned down, rejected. Oh, by the way, I told you that I applied for Harvard for 10 times, rejected. I know I'll be rejected. I just don't want to say that.
They're sorry now. 10 times you wrote them and said, I'd like to come to Harvard.
Yeah. And then I told myself, someday I should go teach there, baby.
I think that can be arranged. Richard Nixon came to Hangzhou.
Yeah.
And after that, tourists flooded the place.
Yeah.
And that's how you learned English.
Yeah. I really like I don't know why, at 12, 13 years old, that time I suddenly fell in love into the language, the English. And there's no place you can learn English at that time. There's no books, English books. So I went to the Hangzhou Hotel, now called Hangzhou Shangri-La Hotel, because that was the hotel can receive the foreign.
So, this is Jack Ma. Look at the face of the person. Does he look like some big shot? He is the richest man in China. Of course, the founder of Alibaba. And he has become a very famous person. And you see how he overcome the failure. He kept on doing the same thing over and over again, 10 times. Of course, he never got through Harvard's, but at least now Harvard is inviting him to talk. There is something which is, platform has been created. So the fear of exams, fear of failure is, of course, it exists. We cannot deny it. I don't deny it. You would not be able to deny it. All of us are afraid to write exams. Not all of us, but at least few of us are afraid to write exams because of the fear whether would I get the good marks or whether would I get the admissions of wherever we want to get admission into. It will remain to exist. The point is, because of the failure, because of the fear, we should not fail. The fear should not overcome our performance during the exam. That is the important thing. And to avoid that, while you are writing the exam, also we are afraid, how much would I be able to write, cover all the questions, will I miss out something, did I forget something? Out of the 10 questions, I don't know 5, probably a fear strikes even when the exam begins, right? When you sit for the exam, the fear strikes, and then probably you lose the momentum. You lose the momentum and probably you underscore than what you could have actually scored. We cannot avoid fear. Only thing is we can prepare more probably, and we can do it again and again. Write more surprise quizzes so that it doesn't matter for us. And of course, be prepared.